Have you ever stopped and wondered how much money you're actually wasting on your Pokemon card collection? Because honestly, I have. I've walked into quite a few shops where there's been empty shelves and I've just bought whatever's left in the hopes that I can get something and just tell myself that I'm investing. Spoiler though, I wasn't. And when I first got back into collecting, I thought I was being smart. I'd chase the new sets, buy sealed product on impulse, and hope, just from ripping packs, that the next one would have the chase card in. And if you do that, eventually your binder will look cool, but your wallet won't. And after burning through a small fortune, you realise that these 10 mistakes always crop up. And that's something that every single collector makes at some point. And if you want to stop wasting money and actually enjoy collecting again, well, this video is for you. And I'd recommend waiting for tip number 10 because it's the most important one that everyone forgets. So tip number 1 is trying to collect every single set. And when I first started collecting again, I told myself, you need to get every set and every card within that set. And it sounded like you're doing Pokemon justice, like you're completing the Pokédex, but it's just not viable. And it's ridiculously expensive. Because the Pokemon Company brings out a new set every couple of months, maybe 5 to 6 every single year. And some of these sets are costing you $500 all the way up to $2,000. And then before you know it, new sets already come out before you've even finished the one you're trying to do. And I tried to keep up for a while, but just can't. And then you spread yourself too thin and you just don't get the collections you want. You've got half-finished binders with a couple of good cards in, and it's just pointless in the end. And by that point, when that happens, you just lose motivation. So you need to start asking yourself this one simple question. Do I actually like this set? And if the answer's, not really, well, skip it. And you're not going to be bothered. So if I can, I just focus on the sets that I enjoy. Because they're the ones that you want to collect. I'm not bothered what everyone else wants to collect. And number 2 is chasing cards through packs. And this one does hurt because it's the most fun way to collect. You get the new pack fresh smell, you open up the new cards, you're going through them slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, bang, good card, yes, I've got it, class. Oh, I could have bought it for 20, but it's taken me 100 packs to get it, and I've spent $200. Oops. So there's the thing. It's one of the biggest money traps in collecting Pokemon cards. You might be hunting the illustration rare Pikachu from whichever set, and it might only cost $50. But you try and get it through ripping packs, and it's cost you $200. You got it. There was no guarantee that you got it. It could have cost you more. But you could have just bought it as a single for $50. But you spent $200. You might have got some other pulls. Not what you want. Why are you bothered? Buy the card you want. Rip some packs. It's fun. But don't just collect through ripping packs. Doesn't make sense. You know, some rares might be 1 in every 36 packs. 1 in 8, 1 in 12. But if you want a specific one, sometimes it's 1 in 500, 1 in 1,000, and it's a little bit ridiculous. The odds aren't in your favour. And you could open up 100 packs and still not get what you want. When you realise how much you're spending just for the thrill of the hunt, you start to save a little bit more money. So yeah, I open up packs, not for specific cards, but just for the fun of opening up a pack. And I only buy them for retail price, because that's the only time it's worth it, really. Might grab an ETB at retail, might get a booster box if I'm lucky, but otherwise, just get some at market value. You might get some packs at a decent shop. Found some at Phoenix the other day, bought 5, rest of the booster box was still there. I was happy with that. And then if I actually want a specific card, I'll just buy it as a single from a shop or eBay, something like that. So that balance lets me enjoy the hobby and still just save a little bit of money. You don't need to give up the fun, you just need to be a little bit smarter about it. Number 3 is skipping singles. And this is a secret that a lot of smart collectors probably already do. And buying singles is probably one of the easiest and smartest but least talked about ways of enjoying the hobby. And to be honest, a lot of people think that just buying singles is a little bit boring. Because you want that pull, you want the adrenaline of getting that new hit out of the pack that you've just opened, and then it feels more personal to you. Because when you're buying something as a single rather than through a pack, it can be 80-50% cheaper than buying it through ripping packs. Because you could get a $30 card, but you could spend $150 trying to open it. But if you spend that 30, then you've got it, and it's guaranteed. When a new set drops these days, I'll look for a couple of packs. I'll open them, I'll get the thrill, see what I can get, maybe see what the odds are. And if there is anything specific that I want, I'll just go and buy that single instead. And it is a bit of a relief when you can just get the cards that you want without having to chase absolutely everything. You don't lose the fun, you just lose the frustration, which can help you relax about the hobby and the chase that little bit more. Number 4 is falling for deals that aren't real. Because if you've ever seen a booster pack or a booster box on Facebook Marketplace or eBay for half price, it's probably not true. Because once in a while, we'll probably always buy something that isn't that good. It might be a little bit fake. And what you see is that resealed or fake packs are kind of everywhere. Because unfortunately, some people open them really carefully, take out the hits, reseal them carefully again, and then sell them on. And with the older stuff, people weigh the packs, although at least you know that it is weighed if they're going to sell it as weighed. But if you're buying it online and something says it's heavy, and you get it and it's not, well, that's not that great. And sometimes mystery boxes can be full of fake cards, and you just don't know until you open them. And that's the mystery. So a good rule to do is only buy product that looks like it does when it's on the shelf. If the seal looks a little bit loose, you know it's something to avoid. And if you buy it online, just ask for some extra photos, some timestamp photos, look at the edges, look at the corners, look at the seal if you really need to. Check the reviews, check how many the seller has sold, just to give yourself a little bit of peace of mind. And the best sealed product to know that it isn't fake probably comes from local trusted sellers or major retailers. So number 5 is letting FOMO control your wallet. And we've all fell for it. A new set drops, everyone's hyping it up, the YouTubers are going, the TikTokers are going, you're seeing it on Instagram, and you just tell yourself, I need this now, even though the prices are a little bit high. And that's what FOMO is, the fear of missing out, and it's the most expensive emotion in the hobby. But Pokemon restocks popular sets all the time, and instead of panic buying, just wait that little bit. Give it a few weeks, give it a couple of months, the market will eventually cool off, and you can get that product that you want for that little bit cheaper. And then you get it without feeling rushed as well. So collect what you love, not what's trending, because the difference between hype and love can cost you hundreds, if not thousands, if you're not careful. So number 6 is not protecting your cards properly. This one's kind of simple, but it's destroyed a lot of past collections. Because it wasn't that popular back in the day, although a lot of people do it now, so you do get cards that's still in good condition. Surprisingly, a lot which aren't though. Like if you don't put a sleeve on it or a top loader or put it in a semi-rigid, one little scratch and you turn that $20 card into a $5 card, and it's just not worth it anymore. So really just start taking your protection of your cards seriously. Penny sleeve your rares or your hollows, put things that are even worth a little bit more in a top loader or a semi-rigid, and if you can, if it's not worth too much, put it in a binder, zip it up so you know it's safe. Not a ring binder, something that's side loading, so it's nice and cozy for the future. And try not to keep it out near sunlight or near a window or near heat or near moisture, because absolutely everything seems to destroy these cards because they just don't last. And the humidity especially can warp them over time. Although nothing that a couple of boots can't fix, but you don't really want to take that risk with the big cards. And a few dollars spent on binders, a little bit of protection, can save you absolutely thousands in the future. And it's not just about preserving your cards, it's about respecting the collection that you've built. And if you want to get rid of it in the future, it's good for the person that you give it to later on. And number 7 is ignoring condition when you're buying. And I personally have learned this one the hard way. I've bought cards before where they looked near mint online and they just weren't. And it's annoying when they arrive and they might have that little bit of white in it. And a lot of the time, even when they aren't mint, the seller might say that they look mint or near mint, and sometimes they're just not, and it can get quite frustrating. But if it's what you care about, condition really, really does matter. Just before you buy, ask for clear photos, ask to look at the corners, ask to look at the surface, ask to look at the back. This is one thing, if someone says, I'm not going to show you the back, or there isn't pictures of the back, just avoid it like the plague, stay away from it. And also just check to make sure it says near mint, lightly played or moderately played, because that should tell you how much it's worth or the condition it's in straight away. Number 8 is underestimating bulk, and bulk is something that I've talked about a bit. There is hidden money in bulk that a lot of people don't seem to realise, because there are a lot of people that play the game, and some of this bulk is very playable and very worth it to the people that do play the game. You might have one box that's filled with commons, uncommons, slightly less popular rares that are absolutely playable, that people will pay for. And you've just thrown them in your bulk, thinking, oh, I'll just get rid of them because I'm not bothered by them and no one else is. Then one day you realise, oh, well, I'm selling these for a decent price, especially some of these trainers. They could be worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quid, especially if it's something that is worth a lot, like Boss's Orders or Night Stretcher. They're something that is used in the TCG. And if you've been collecting for a while, bulk really does build up. What I do when I open a pack is I have a couple of piles. I have my regular cards, my reverse holos, my trainers, and my energy cards. So I've got 4 different piles so I can organise them and then put them into my bulk right in the place where they need to be. It isn't glamorous really just looking for your bulk, but it is money that people just tend to throw away. And you wouldn't really throw money away, would you? Number 9 is holding on to duplicate rares. And this one can take a while to change because you can have these cards and you might really, really like them. And you might have 2 or 3 and you think, well, it's just going to make my collection look a bit bigger. If it is a Pokemon or a card that you personally collect and you want more of them, if it's one that you do not want more of and are not too bothered by the Pokemon and you're not bothered about it being in your collection, trade it, sell it. Get something that you actually do want. There's no point holding on to it if you don't need it. Someone else might really want it. Just take it into your card shop or put it on eBay. It'll go straight away. So if you've got that duplicate, turn it into something that you actually want to collect because that's what makes the collecting exciting. Number 10 is the one that everyone forgets, is that they forget the trading in the trading card game. Yet most collectors never do it anymore. And trading's free and fun, and it's the cheapest way to grow your collection without spending a penny. You can trade cards out that you don't want for cards that you do. And you'll meet people who might want to do it again if you make a good trade in the future. So you can make a little trade binder of all your duplicates or the cards that you don't really collect. Go to a TCG store, trade it. There might be a game night or a trade night. Very common in lots of places. Go do it, meet people, it's fun. You need to be careful of your card values though if you are going to do that, because you can end up trying to trade a really cheap card for an expensive card and someone will look at you and just be like, what? You might end up getting a card that you weren't really particularly interested in, and it might become one of your favourite cards. So final thoughts then. At the end of the day, collecting Pokemon isn't just about having the most expensive binder. It's having the binder that you want and the collection that you want, and that feels personal to you and has a story behind it. And it's about the memories, the satisfaction and the chase of growing your own collection. And if you can avoid these 10 mistakes, it'll save you hundreds. But more importantly, it'll help you enjoy the hobby. Collect what you love, protect your cards, trade, and just enjoy it. Because the real value in collecting isn't just the cards, it's the story along the way. And if you found this video helpful, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more, and check out this video where I talk about collecting Pokemon cards and trying to save money at the same time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.